BBC Radio 1, where it begins.
Hello and good evening everyone, it's 6:33 on Friday the 11th of May and you're listening to me, Ollie Bever, on BBC Radio 1's Late Show. On today's show we'll be discussing how divorce can affect the lives of children involved. We'll be talking to Shannon Benny and Ed Watts, first year students at Exeter College. Welcome Shannon.
Hi.
Welcome Ed.
Yo.
Thank you for being here today. Hopefully you can be a massive help to those listening and those if they think that maybe their parents will be divorcing soon and just of overall opinions. So, recent studies have shown that 42% of marriages end in divorce. Divorce not only affects the parents but the children involved in most marriages as well. Shannon, why do you think that so many marriages end in divorce?
I think that there's a major lack of communication in relationships nowadays. I think the distance is created really quickly if you don't share your feelings with the other person. And if you don't tell your partner what's happening in your life and you keep the feelings to yourself, it really doesn't work well with the relationship. And I think another key thing is like the finances. So most relationships have stresses and strains because of financial issues and not having enough money, which makes them stressed and then they take it out on each other. And I think that you might feel constrained if you're in a marriage that is holding you back from doing your potential just because of money issues. So I think that that's the main reason why divorces probably fail.
Ed, what about you?
Yeah, looking back at my childhood, really, my mum and dad split up, I think it was around when I was about 3 to 4 years old. And to be honest, I've actually enjoyed two lives because I've always had a life by the coast and by the moor. Also, you've just got two different lives. Of course, it's difficult because, of course, you want a relationship figure in front of you which can look after you and then you'll be more settled. However, I feel I've still got now two families which would look after me and look out for me. So I've got more people to rely on and be with as well.
Yeah, I totally understand that. After studying the behaviour of children of divorce, there is an idea of how anxiety and depression can take over a person's mind after suffering through their parents' divorce. Ed, what do you think causes children to have such negative effects from the parents' divorce?
Of course, because I think from the word divorce, it feels like such a negative word. It just sets a negative vibe all over the family. Divorce. It kind of sounds like they don't like each other. I think it's wrong because my mum and dad are friends and they get along. And of course, they look after me when they're not even together as well. So I'd say divorce is a negative word and I think it sets the tone of being too negative for the children involved.
I think I disagree because I had a really bad experience with my parents' divorce. It did affect me negatively because I just felt that I always had that pressure to make my dad proud and like I always wanted to do more and like prove to him that I didn't need him. So I'd always give myself that extra level of anxiety and stress because I just wanted to be better and I wanted to show him that I could be better without him. So I think that it does have a negative effect on children, but some children can have a really positive effect of their parents' divorce and it could be better for them in the long run. But I didn't have a great experience with it, but I see where you're coming from with.
Yeah, I think every divorce is different, innit? You think of the word divorce and you think of something really bad, but I think some good outcomes can come from divorce. You know, sometimes it helps a relationship and sometimes parents do get together after a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, every divorce is different in such cases here. Younger children aren't the only ones affected by the parents' divorce. Many adults of parental divorce have admitted to their own relationships failing. Shannon, why do you think their parents' divorce or separation affects the ability to have a stable relationship in the future?
I think that they aren't as willing to trust their partner as they probably should be because they obviously trusted this parent not to leave them and they have left them. So it just leaves them with that expectation that their relationship isn't going to go well and it's doomed to fail. So they just have that mindset going into a relationship that they shouldn't put their whole heart and soul into it because they could just leave at any point. So I feel like they need a lot more time to trust this person that they're going to be in a relationship with, and sometimes you can't get that level of trust from a person because they don't have the time to give that to you. So I think that that's the main reason why their relationships don't really work as well, but it's again personal experience. I have had difficulties from my parents' divorce going into relationships because I just see it as not lasting and not really working out for the long term because it could just end like that.
I've kind of had a similar thing to Shannon, really. Yeah. Of course, on one side of my family, one of my parents has struggled with relationships and the other hasn't because I know only last year one of my parents got married to the person who's now my stepmom, which is amazing because it's another person who looks out for me as well, and I've known her for about 8 years now and they've had a long-lasting relationship. However, of course, I don't see one other parent And of course that's very tough, and knowing that she isn't seeing anyone or hasn't got anyone by her side, it's tough because you want her to be happy, don't you? So yeah.
Thank you guys, I'm sure that the support and opinions you just gave will help a lot of people out there, and thank you for giving us your time. Cheers.
BBC Radio 1, where it begins.
If you are listening to this and you are suffering through a divorce or your parents' divorce, there is support out there for you. Organisations like Relate help both parents through counselling as well as children of divorce. To contact Relate, you can call their team on 0300 722 9681 or email them at relate.inquiries@relate.org.uk. Time for a song now with Ed Sheeran, Don't.
She said, don't you worry if I disappear. I told her I'm not really looking for another mistake. I called an old friend thinking that the trouble would wait, but then I jumped right in. A week later returned. I reckon she was only looking for a lover to burn, but I gave her my time for 2 or 3 nights. Then I put it on pause until the moment was right. I went away for months until our paths crossed again. She told me I was never looking for a friend.